welcome back to the Midweek Update. Hey Mepham, we're here in week 2 of the coronavirus shutdown.
Since it's important to practice social distancing, we can't be together this week, but that doesn't mean we can't bring you more information from the Mepham community.
Plus, I'm here to discuss the effects of the pandemic on Mepham sports.
This and more as we take a look at what's going on this week on Midweek Update. I'm Haley Hepworth.
And I'm Riley Freed, and welcome back to the Midweek Update, the B&B show that brings you closer to the people and places in and around the Mepham community.
With the coronavirus shutdown in full effect, many Mepham events have been postponed, one of these being the Skull and Bones musical.
Here's B&B's Luke Melfa with an inside look into the musical and the date change.
With COVID-19 continuing to close schools and postpone and/or cancel activities, many are distraught with the way time seems to be going as of now. One big event for Mepham that's currently postponed until May is the Skull and Bones performance of Footloose the musical. While most may think this is to be a tragedy, the drama director sees this postponement as beneficial.
I actually feel pretty good about postponing the musical just because you want to make sure that everyone's safe, and at the end of the day, you want people to come and see the work that the drama students have been working on. And then also from the business end of it, you need money from ticket sales to offset the costs of the expenses that were incurred during the production. So by delaying the show, I think that still guarantees us an audience to enjoy the show.
While Mr. Groscrews may think lightheartedly about this postponement, others are not too keen on seeing the bright side.
It's a weird feeling because this is my 3rd year in the club, and you kind of get into a schedule, without even thinking about it, you just get into a schedule. Okay, November, we have 2 weeks, and then the play comes. Now it's the musical, and you kind of get into that vibe, into that mindset, and now it's just not there, and it's 2 months away. So I feel like one of the big issues with it being postponed is that we lose some of that energy that comes from doing the show in the same time of year.
I know, I'm going to be very upset if the show does get canceled, but I don't think it'll be canceled. I feel like we will, the number of cases of this virus will definitely go down by the time we do get to May, hopefully at least. Hopefully I don't jinx it right now. And hopefully we'll still be able to continue the show, put on the production, as, everyone has been putting in a lot of work and effort for this, and I think we'd all just hate to see it all go down the drain.
While it would be extremely unfortunate for the show to be canceled, the most we can do right now is have high hopes and stay healthy. From B&B, I'm Luke Melfa.
Hopefully things can return to normal so soon so that we can all enjoy this amazing musical.
Yeah, especially since they've worked so hard on it.
Speaking of things that Mepham students work so hard on, let's go to Sean Petritis and see how the shutdown is affecting Mepham sports.
Thanks, Haley. With the coronavirus pandemic leading to shutdowns of schools and activities around Long Island and the entire nation, the spring sports season at Mepham has come into the question. Athletes have been quarantined just like the rest of us, not being able to play sports this past week.
With us being quarantined and not going to school, I do try to keep myself busy by working out of my house, doing a bunch of exercise and stuff like that. My family's been going on a bunch of walks together to try to stay fit, get some fresh air, and we're trying to just do our best to get through this together.
Very boring. I like to play with my friends and I can't do that, so it's been tough.
So it definitely hasn't been the same because I haven't been able to see my school ball team and I haven't really been able to see my travel team, so it's really hard being away from those girls who I'm with all the time. So it's definitely not been easy.
As of now, no school sports are being played in Nassau County. The county may have to push back the start of the season a little more, which could impact schedules and amount of games that are played.
I don't want to have to wait for the whole entire season to start, but also we didn't even finish tryouts yet, so that's going to delay us even more because now we're going to have to finish tryouts and then get back into our games. It's just throwing off everything, and it's definitely stressing out all the players and the coaches most likely because now they have to figure everything out all over again.
I feel about the season being delayed, I'm very sad because my junior year, big year, finally on varsity, and now I have to wait longer to play the sport I love. As a whole, I feel like Section 8 delaying the spring sports season is actually a good thing because it's better than them canceling the spring season as a whole, canceling baseball, track, and lacrosse, because now there's still a chance that a lot of the seniors and even the juniors we still have a chance to play. And it's just really important that there's still hope out there and that they didn't cancel the season as a whole.
Of course, with the spread of the disease not showing any sign of stopping yet, the best decision may be to cancel the season entirely.
If the entire spring sports season had been canceled, I would feel awful for the seniors because these girls and guys have been working their entire high school career to play as a senior. And that's something that I feel like every athlete looks forward to, playing your favorite sport as a senior, especially if this is your number one sport. That's just such a misfortune for them, and that's just so unfair for them that they've been working so hard, especially these five season athletes who've been playing since they were in 8th grade, have been looking for their senior year. So that's really gonna be so terrible for them.
I'd be very upset and disappointed. I've been playing lacrosse since 7th grade, and I want to finish the year with my friends, so I'd be very upset.
I'll be pretty bummed because I love softball, I love playing, I love being on the field, and I don't exactly want to have to wait all the way till summer to play with my out-of-school team. I want to be playing now, I want to be on the field, I want to be getting dirty, but if it's really necessary in order to get past this pandemic, then that's just what's going to happen.
As much of a disappointment that canceling the season would be to the athletes, the county must keep the students' safety as a #1 priority. Stay tuned to BMB for more information about the season as time goes on. From BMB, I've been Sean Betritis.
Thanks, Sean. Everything in the Mepham community has been affected by this pandemic.
Yes, but one event that we were allowed to have before the shutdown was open mic night.
Let's see what BMB's Emily Rosenberg has to say about this fun night.
Perfect. Now it's time for the most dangerous part. So let's talk about, as many of you know, open mic night is one of the most beloved events at Mepham, and it also may be the last one for this year. Hi, my name is Emily Rosenberg, and I'm usually behind the camera filming or editing. I produce talking cookies. That's how you know you make it, because I'm on a mug. Besides that, you may have more recently seen me on our COVID-19 special and last week's midweek update. I'm shy, quiet, reserved. I have a lisp. I stutter. I'm not made for talent. But very recently, I've grown to be more confident and gotten over my fear of public speaking. A lot of that has to do with open mic night. I performed there. Yep, I'm right there on your screen right now, performing. The only bad thing is that a lot of footage from that night doesn't have sound, and it's really upsetting. But it was really amazing. And Miss Maraska, English teacher extraordinaire, Fragments head editor, and producer of open mic night, can describe to you the amazing energy that was there.
I was very pleased with open mic night this year. It went extremely well, as it always does. It always comes together somehow. The people that should be there performing their song and their poetry, they come out year after year, and we had 30 performers this past year, so I was amazed.
You may be wondering why this isn't like a normal package, and I'll answer that for you. It's really hard for me to work as if there's going to be more events like open mic night on this year. I don't know if the musical will be on. I don't know if the spring concerts will be on. I don't know if school will be on. And that's really hard to deal with. The arts are a fundamental part of our culture. And when they disappear, basically, along with sports and education, we feel it. I'm saying that as an arts kid, but I mean for anything you like. When the things we love disappear, it hurts. And that's okay. Doesn't mean that they won't ever happen again. But open mic night was luckily saved from cancellation, as Ms. Mariska describes.
Well, first of all, I mean, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that we got to actually go through with it. I believe it was maybe 7th period that day where I ran down to Mr. Gomez's office and asked him personally, what's going on for tonight? Are we going to be able to, make this show happen? And he said, yes, the show will go on tonight, and everything is scheduled as planned. So thankfully we were able to have the event, but it's sad also if that's the case, that this is the last thing. I'm happy that the students got their chance to shine, but I'm certainly saddened by the prospect that might be the last moment that these kids get to perform.
One day we'll be back in school, the baseball season will start, this musical will be on, the spring concerts will happen, poetry will occur, and we'll be so happy, I think. And this little break will just let us appreciate it more and be lucky for our opportunities that we're afforded. That's all for now, Mepham. Catch you on the flip side. For BMB, I'm Emily Rosenberg.
I hope that we'll be able to have some more fun events in the near future.
But for now, be sure to stay safe, wash your hands, and practice social distancing.
Exactly. Things can't return to normal until we stop spreading this virus. So we just need to make sure we're doing everything to keep us and everyone around us safe.
So that's it for this week's Midweek Update. We'll be back next week with all new stories from around the BMCHSD to bring you inside the parts of the community we don't always get to see.
Until then, I'm Haley Hepworth.
And I'm Riley Freed, and we'll see you next Midweek.